Mm, 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 mm. Man. All right. I'm sleepy. I'm feeling good. Back hurt a little bit though. So I'm gonna read from Proverbs. I think I'm on chapter 6 or 7. Proverbs 5 and 6. Proverbs 5 and 6 was so good. I'm thinking about making a video about it. That's how good Proverbs 5 and 6 was. Mm, mm, mm. But yeah, I'm on Proverbs. Let me see. I'm gonna pull it up right now. Let me see. Share. Get this screen up here, and we'll get started. Present. You gotta love it. Just gotta love it. Okay, so I know I was right there. 16. Um, I'm already from 20 to 26. So I'm gonna read from I remember 27 and 29. I might finish this chapter. Yeah, I finished out. I think I started on chapter 7 too. Okay, this looks like where I left off. Yeah, definitely on chapter 7. Okay, so I'll start at verse 1 because I don't know where I'm at in chapter 7, but Proverbs good. Maybe I should go ahead and give y'all this update. But a lot going on. I want to get reading though. I'll try to keep the update in mind and tell y'all later. So Proverbs 7. Hope the words is big enough. Maybe I need to take my camera off the screen for a minute so y'all can see that better. I think that'd be better. Wait, I can put my camera over there. Yeah, move my camera. They won't let me move it to the other side. The other, I forgot the other thing. Restream, yeah, Restream puts the camera on the other side at the bottom. But that's cool. So it says, my child, keep my words and store up my commandments with you. Keep my commandments and live. Keep my teachings as the apple of your eye. Bind them on your fingers. Yeah, I remember this. On your fingers. Write them on the tablet of your heart. Say to wisdom, you are my sister. And call insight and call insight your intimate friend. Your intimate friend, that they may keep you from the loose woman, from the adulteress with her smooth words. For at the window of my house, I looked. Yeah, I remember this too. Yeah, okay. I looked out. Man, it seems like I heard somebody talking about this. Dang. But anyway, it says, I looked out through my lattice, and I saw among the simple ones. I observed among the youths a young man without sense, passing along the street near her corner, taking the road to her house. Ugh. In the twilight, in the evening, at the time of night and darkness. Then a woman comes toward him, decked out like a prostitute, Will, Willie of Heart. I don't know if I ever seen this word, Willie. What does this mean? What is it? Natsar? Watch over, protect, observe, look at, examine, spectator. Okay, let me go back. All right, so then I'm gonna read it again. Then a woman comes toward him, decked out like a prostitute, Willie of Heart. Okay. She is loud. And wayward. Now, what is wayward? Stubborn, rebellious. Okay. I gotta get used to that word. Okay, so she is loud and wayward. Her feet do not stay at home. Sound like a busybody or like somebody that like to go to clubs and stuff in our modern time. But then it says now in the street. Now in the squares. Now at every corner she lies in wait. She seizes him and kisses him. Dang. Okay. Okay, she seizes him and kisses him. And with impudent face, she says to him, I had to offer sacrifices, and today I have paid my vows. So now I have come out to meet you, to seek you eagerly, and I have found you. I have decked my couch with coverings, colored spreads of Egyptian linen. I have perfumed my bed with myrrh, aloes, and cinnamon, or cinnamon. Yeah, we say cinnamon, but it's cinnamon. Cinnamon. Okay, anyway. It says, come, let us take our fill of love until morning. I wonder if that word love a hob or anything close. Who knows? Wow. It's the word that's for David's name. I did not know that. Interesting. I knew his name can mean be loved, but it's also just love. Okay, anyway. So it says, come, let us take our fill. I want to see this in Hebrew. This one's take me to Proverbs. I want the whole screen or half. I think I want the whole. Yeah, I want the whole. Okay, so I'm gonna get another one. You could just do it on that, but I want Proverbs 17, I think. So it says, I have perfumed my bed. Let me make this a little bit bigger. I have perfumed my bed with myrrh, aloes, and cinnamon. Wow. Cinnamon actually seems like it sounds almost like that in Hebrew too. Kanamun. Kanamun. Interesting. Then it says, come, let us take our fill of love until morning. Let us delight ourselves with love. Okay, so the second one is a hob. I was curious if both words that said love was the same. They're not. In English, they are, but that's why you gotta love the source, Hebrew. For my husband is not at home. No. I don't think I want to read this part. Okay, so let me see how much I read. I started at. Let me get rid of this. Hold on. So that was 19, or yeah, that was 19. Gosh. Let me make that bigger. Dang. I was wondering was she married, and she was. Dang. I don't know if y'all noticed, but how Proverbs just cross-reference with each other. Like the last 3 chapters have been cross-referencing with each other, like chapter 5, 6, and now it's doing it again with this one with this married loose woman that they describe. So let me just check something real quick. Passing in the street corner. I'll just say that. I'm gonna do a recap for y'all real quick. So let me show y'all what I'm talking about. So we'll go to 5. So they're gonna loose woman. Look, okay. So in the beginning of it, it talks about this loose woman. It says, "My child, be attentive to my wisdom, incline your ear to my understanding." Incline your ear to my understanding, so that you may hold on to prudence, and your lips may guard knowledge. For the lips of a loose woman drip honey, and her speech is smoother than oil. It goes on to that again. And then it says, but in the end, she is bitter as wormwood, sharp as a 2-edged sword. And they got some deep stuff too. Trying to find the other parts. Wow, it's deep. Just looking at it. So right around here, it's talking about, what was it, 17? 18. Let your fountain be blessed and rejoice in the wife of your youth, a lovely deer. No way, I gotta go up, right? No? Okay. And the wife of your youth, a lovely deer, a graceful doe, may her breast satisfy you at all times. May you be intoxicated always by her love. Why should you be intoxicated, my son, by another woman, and embrace the bosom of an adulteress? Now keep that in mind, right? And embrace the bosom of an adulteress. And then it says, for human ways. Oh, I need to read out. Verse 23 is a killer. Verse 23 says, they die for the lack, don't say the, for lack of discipline, and because of their great folly, they are lost. Keep that one in mind. And then, remember we talked about discipline. Maybe I should start right here. I'm gonna start at 20. So it says, this is chapter 6 now. So it says, my child, keep your father's commandment and do not forsake your mother's teaching. Bind them on your heart always. Tie them around your neck. When you walk, they will lead you. When you lie down, they will watch over you. And when you awake, they will talk with you. For the commandment is a lamp and the teaching a light, and the reproofs of discipline are the way of life. So you see from chapter 5, we can see the discipline coming in again. Discipline right here is talking about the reproofs of discipline are the ways of life, or way of life. And it was talking about people die because of their lack of discipline in the previous chapter. So it's showing you the way of life regarding discipline or concerning that, and the ways of death concerning discipline to a degree. And then it says to preserve you from the wife of another, going back to the adulteress. And then it says from the smooth tongue of the adulteress, going back to the smooth tongue lady. And then it says, do not desire her beauty in your heart, and do not let her capture you with her eyelashes. Think about all the women that like extra eyelashes today. Then it says, for a prostitute's fee is only a loaf of bread, but the wife of another stalks a man's very life. Now keep that in mind, because in chapter 7, he was talking about this woman who was married, who was basically stalking this guy. He was talking about she came in the streets, and the way it described it sounded like she was stalking this guy, and she was married. Then 27, it says, can fire be carried in the bosom without burning one's clothes, or can one walk on hot coals without scorching the feet? So is he who sleeps with his neighbor's wife. No one who touches her will go unpunished. Thieves are not despised. Matter of fact, I got to cross-reference that with chapter 5 in Proverbs, verse 23, where it talked about they die for lack of wisdom. It goes with, well, they didn't say wisdom, lack of discipline. But it goes with that because if you don't keep the commandments, the light, the law, the teachings, and stay away from the woman, the adulterous woman, and you have sex with her, then it's gonna give you a hint on how you can die. It's just one way. I'm gonna keep reading. So it says, thieves are not despised who steal only to satisfy. Did I skip anything? Okay, I'm just making sure I didn't skip that. And then it says, thieves are not despised who steal only to satisfy their appetite when they are hungry. Yet if they are caught, they will pay sevenfold. They will forfeit all the goods of their house. But he who commits adultery has no sense. He who does it destroys himself. He will get wounds and dishonor, and his disgrace will not be wiped away. For jealousy arouses a husband's fury, and he shows no restraint when he takes revenge. He will accept no compensation and refuses a bribe, no matter how great. So this is going on with how people can die for lack of discipline. Because if you feel like you can get away with anything, you go and have sex with a man's wife, it says that you basically destroy yourself when you do that. And the husband is not going to take a bribe. He is not going to show restraint when he takes revenge. So he might kill. That person might die. So that's going along with chapter 5 too. And then chapter 7 is also, it is going along with the keep the commandments and live, remember them. And it's interesting the way it words this too. Because it says in chapter 7, it says, my child, keep my words and store up my commandments with you. Keep my commandments and live. Keep my teachings as the apple of your eye. My bad, I dropped my drink. Messing around. Let me move this thing. I'll move it over here. Gotta wipe this up real quick. A little bit of water. Got on my laptop. Okay, we're good. So, excuse me. So what was I at? Did I read all of verse 1? I think I did, but it says, my child, keep your words, keep my words, and store up my commandments with you. And just that verse alone can give you an idea on how to do it, because it says store up my commandments with you. But I'll get into that in a moment. Keep my commandments and live. And then it says, keep my teachings as the apple of your eye. Bind them on your fingers. Write them on the tablet of your heart. So it talks about this in other ways from chapter 5 to now, but basically it's telling you to memorize the commandments, program yourself to remember them, recite them, and don't forget them. Learn it like you learned the song. Learn it like you learned the lyrics to a song, a chorus to a song, a movie lines. You watched it so many times, or you heard it so many times that you know it by heart. Basically, do that. And it says if you do that, is that the one? There it is. There it is. So it says if you do this, I'm going to start at 20 in chapter 6. My child, keep your father's commandment and do not forsake your mother's teaching. Bind them on your heart always. Tie them around your neck. When you walk, they will lead you. When you lie down, they will watch over you. When you awake, they will walk with you. That is the answer that I was going to say. But I wasn't going to say it as great as that because I couldn't remember it by heart. But basically, if you remember these things, or if we, because I'm included, if we remember these commandments, they will, when we walk, they will lead us. When we lie down, they will watch over us. And when we awake, they will talk with us. They will just come and go here and there in our lives, reminding us of scriptures and things like that. But let's go back to chapter 7. Let's finish this. So then it goes on to say to wisdom, you are my sister, and call in sight your intimate friend, that they may keep you from the loose woman. And for a woman, you can reverse it and say for the loose man. Loose can mean like stranger, foreign, stuff like that. Person that is not a commandment keeper and a follower of God, like a true follower of God. Stuff like that. And I would put it in that category. But then it says, from the adulteress with her smooth words. So basically a person that's trying to get you to sin. It's a stranger. It's a loose person. And then it says for at the window, and then it goes into how she stalks this guy. This married lady stalks this guy. And yeah, I'm gonna have to pick up on that tomorrow, but I don't know if I'm going live tomorrow. I might come do it every week because I've been thinking about going live every week. I don't know what day, but I'm thinking about getting a set day and time. Whew, man, it'll be after work though. Okay, so the update. Now we can do the update. The update. So my update is, I remember I started the do all I can for a whole year spiritually goal. That's over. That ended August 27th. My read daily 9 verses a day for a whole year goal ended on the 14th. That's over. A lot of my goals are finna end, but I'm not gonna end all my goals though. So I'm gonna keep, because what it ended up doing for me was gave me this spiritual system on how to stay spiritually okay. So I'm gonna keep that going and probably just add to the goals like I've been doing. Real scripture understanding said the kingdom of heaven, kingdom of God, everything's being revealed. Anything you need to know, man's understanding and knowledge is the leavened bread. not the pure unleavened. Okay. So what was I talking about? Oh, the update. So that's some of the update on that. Like the time has been going fast. It's already been over a year since I started my first. Well, I would say started the spiritual system. I didn't know that was what it was gonna be, but yeah, it's been a year. Not for everything. Some of the goals still are coming. Then they're gonna be up for a year, but I'm gonna keep it going. I'm gonna keep reading daily. Some of the goals I'm gonna keep going. Some of them not. But yeah, so just the update on that. Let me think. I said something in the title of the video in Hebrew trivia. So let's get this out the way. So the Hebrew trivia. I was reading what, Genesis? Yeah, Genesis what, 5, 6? So in Genesis 5, 6 actually. Genesis 6, chapter 3, verse 3. My bad. I'm so sleepy. Okay, so anyway, I was reading this earlier, but I was reading it from the Hebrew only to do my daily goal to just read a verse a day in Hebrew. And I did good. I did good because I was also asking y'all, can y'all read this in Hebrew? So I was reading it and I was able to understand a lot of the sentence without looking any words up, but I couldn't understand a few words. So this is the whole verse in Hebrew, and I remember getting to this word, doom, yadun. I didn't know what that meant, and this one I didn't know what this one meant. La Elate. How do you want to say it? Lee? I'll just say Lelam. I didn't know what Lelam meant. Let's see. I didn't know what this one meant either. Ba Shagam. I didn't know what Bashar meant. What I guessed that this word meant was, I thought it could mean life. Excuse me, but in Hebrew it's pronounced u. Excuse me. U Hayu. And what else didn't I know? This word. This is the main word. U-I Sharam. U-I Sharam. Not Ram. U-I Sharim. Ram. Alright, so that one is the main word. So we're just gonna look at it. Because I was right. I was thinking that it was 20 because the word in front of it and the word after it was 100 and years. So I was like, it's gotta be 20 based off what I remember in English from Genesis 6:3. So I was right. So I'm gonna just read the way they translated it. Then the Lord said, my spirit shall not. This is the word I didn't know. Yadun, which can mean abide. And it says in mortals. This is another word I didn't know. So it's a separate word. So it's la. How is it spelled in the original? Oh, it's this way. So it's la elim. La elim, which can mean forever. And then it says for they. Oh, so they don't even use the S, or it's either cut off. Calm, they. That's another word I didn't know. So it says for they flesh. Man, I think I looked up flesh before too. It seems familiar, but I didn't remember it. That's another word I didn't know. Then it says, their days shall be 120 years. So the 20 is the word that I was like, man, it's got to be 20. It's got to be 20. And I was right because the ma, which was 100, was right in front of it. And then right after it was years, the shana. So I'm like, man, it's got to be 20. It's got to be 20 because the lifespan is 120 years. So I'm like, man, it's got to be 20. But I didn't know what 20 looked like in Hebrew. So yeah, it's new to me. I'm learning some of these numbers. But so that's just a follow up on that. I was right about that. It does mean 20. Anything else? I think that might be it. Yeah. I'll be back. Probably back next week since I want to do it more and I can actually commit to a set time and day now. I just don't know what day. Probably be Saturday. I've been thinking Saturday. I know, but everybody gonna probably be trying to do day Sabbath and go here, do this, do that. But yeah, that's probably gonna be the day. Anyway, if I do it, it'll be at 11 o'clock at night Eastern time because I know I'll be done with work. I won't have to worry about work being in my way. And yeah, I'll probably just do it for an hour or so, but or however long. But yeah, that's what I'm thinking. Anyway, y'all can let me know what y'all think. Y'all can let me know what y'all also think about Proverbs or anything else. I'm gonna get out of here and get ready to wrap up my night. So all my goals are done. I was also just doing my goal read daily, 9 verses a day. I probably didn't even do 9 verses. No, I did. Yeah, I did. Yeah, I did, man. I did way more than that. That was snap. That's funny. What time is it? 11:43. It's not bad. Not bad at all. I kind of don't feel like moving now. I think I'm gonna mess around a little bit. Wait. Okay. Ooh, my shoulder hurt. I'll mess around a little bit until I end this live. What do I want to do? I'll tell you this idea that I've been wanting to do. I've been wanting to mess around with the Hebrew and just, it's either learn phrases again. I'm probably not saying that right, but learn a few words at one time. Like maybe popular phrases that pop up, like "Thus saith the Lord," which I used to do, and learn what that is in Hebrew. Because certain things occur a lot. Okay, example. I'm gonna show you. Watch this. I need to just get the Hebrew, make it bigger. Yeah, right there. In Genesis. Can I make it bigger? That's probably no. I want it big. Yeah. All right. So this is what I mean. 34 minutes into the video. Man, come on. You gotta do better than this. You gotta do better than this, sir. I might have to start clipping my videos and like posting the little clips, but so this is what I mean. Like I'll see the way a verse will start. It'll start similarly, and sometimes it'll end similarly too. So in 19 of Genesis 5, it begins like this. It says, "Ooh, Yache, Yarad," and 20 is a little different, but it starts with "Ooh, Ya, Hiu," and this is called. And then you go to 21, and it starts with the same word as it did in 19. Ooh, yache. Has a different word after that. Then you go to, oh, and by the way, at the end of it, so we come down to right here. This is a common phrase, or I guess I'm gonna say, just have to say first, a group of words. Would you say that too? So these words occur, if not these, all these, definitely the last two. But I'm gonna just read the last three. So the last three say, can we get it out of the way? I just wanted to highlight it. I didn't want to do all that. I'll just do that and get it out the way. So it says, Ooh, Yulad Banim. And then it says, Ooh, Banuf or Banut. So what that can mean is, and he bare or had or begotten sons and daughters. And that happens a lot. Like, let's go up. Here it is again. Right here. Ooh. Yulad Banim Banu. Same thing. In Genesis 5:19. So that is a common phrase too. So it's stuff like that that I've been thinking to just learn, because it always, even though I know it, but I've been thinking to do that for other common groups of words too that I see a lot. Like here's the same beginning of a sentence. Ooh, Yaheh, call, Yameh. And maybe even this word too. Well, that's for Enoch, Chanuk, but you know, same beginning. Then we got Genesis 20, well, verse 25. It says, Ooh, Yache. That word starts it off again. Oops, I didn't mean to do that. But yeah, that's basically my idea on that. Whew, man. But I'm gonna get out of here though. I'm super tired. Get my butt on earth, you know what I mean? I'm gonna end it first. Yeah.